Today I'm going to show you how to concatenate with leading zeros. So the first question of why leading zeros. So a lot of times with leading zeros we're talking about a birth date, for example the month or a day. And so a lot of times when we do that, what we're looking to is to create an added level of security. So with a student ID here that I randomly generated and then a birth date that I'm randomly going to generate, it would give us a 9-digit password that we can then use to just add a little bit more security to some things. For me, I'll do this when we're doing online voting so that if a student knows another student's password they've given to them, maybe they don't know their birth date or the month of birth, and then that way I can create a little more security and reduce the possibility that somebody's cheating and using somebody else's ID. So I'll show you how I do that. Now the first thing we're going to show is when I go 0, 1 and I enter, you notice it takes that 0 away. So the first thing we're going to look at is we have to create a custom number format. So I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy down here, and just so I highlight this area. And I'm going to go to here to General, and I'm going to go to More Number Formats. And then when you see Custom, it says General. I'm just going to go 0, 0 and click OK, and then that'll add that in there. So for example, if I were to just drag that down, you'd see that everybody was 01. Instead though, I'm going to do a little trick with a formula, and I will do a video on another day on this little trick, but I'm going to say equals rand between, so a random number between, and I'm going to say 0, 1, and I'm going to say 0, 9. And so now as I go, just take care of that, you'll notice now I've got these numbers. Now the one thing about this though is you'll see that it's a formula. I'm just going to copy and then paste special. And so now I have my randomly generated. And using randomly generated numbers is fantastic for doing things like this, but also just for testing your data sheets to make sure they work, which is why that's one of the formulas I'll show in a future video. So we have our birth dates. We're leading zeros. We have our randomly generated student ID. So now we're going to create a password with a little extra protection. So we're going to use the concatenate formula for that. But this time, what we're going to do is we're going to say equals, and we'll do our concatenate. And so now what we're going to say is text. You'll see right here. And so now our text is C2, and C2 is our zeros. So what we're doing here is this is the cell, and in that cell is how many zeros we're going to show. Now we could do this to 3, 4, we could do it up to 5 zeros if we wanted to. So, but we're using 2 to represent this 2. So any number basically in here is going to show up with 2 digits. So then we'll close the parentheses for text, and we'll do a comma, and then we're going to add to that the student ID, and then we'll close it and hit enter. And so now you'll notice we have our 9-digit leading zero password. And that's how we do that. Now one of the things, of course, with formulas, I always like, with things like this, I always tend to kind of come in and I want to and just paste special. I want to take the formula out of there once I have the number. So now I have just that just my true text number here with my 9 digits, but that's how you do that. And so now you can get these passwords out to people, and then that of course just creates that little bit of extra security that we talked about.